So this corner over here, kind of the last area that really needs finished out right now. And the goal here on all this is pretty simple. What you're trying to do on this initial attack on this bowl, ideally do it in one setting. If not, put your bowl in a plastic bag between. But you want to get your bowl inside established is how I work. I work inside out. Some guys outside in. But I find that having this mass around me and the large, wide, flat bottom while I'm carving the interior keeps this from wanting to run around too much. But the goal today is to get this bowl basically roughed out to a fairly consistent cross section. Be a little thicker on the ends because they're going to off-gas faster because they've got all the end grain. But get the bulk of the bowl pretty well to shape into a consistent cross section, so as it dries down and stretches and compresses itself as it loses moisture, it doesn't blow up. By having it to a pretty consistent, fairly thin cross section, it allows that wood to give and take and stretch and compress easier than if it was one big block of wood. Because if it was one big block of wood, it would do what a piece of firewood does when you cut it and stack it. And the ends split open because the moisture off gases out, the end fibers shrink, they get smaller, they crack the piece of wood open where the moisture in the middle is more consistent and it stays its original size. And so this bowl, since this is a inside out bowl, from the inside I cut my cavity in the inside of the tree, this bowl as it dries is going to shrink like this because the outside of the tree has got more moisture than the heart of the tree. So, and there's more surface area obviously than this straight line here versus the whole outside of this bowl. So that's going to shrink more, so this bowl is going to go like this as it shrinks. And so we just got to allow it to do that without popping a seam in here. And that's going back to getting that down to a consistent thickness and thin enough that it allows itself to stretch to that new shape. If we were doing an outside in bowl, which maybe we'll do the next one that way, then you're carving the hollow in the bark side of the tree and you'll end up with a cavity that has swooping sides on it, which is kind of a nice look. But in doing that, then the bowl wants to shrink the other way. It pulls up this way because the outside of the tree is going to shrink more than the heart of the tree. The heart of the tree is older, more stable wood, less affected by its moisture content. It's been inside the tree for decades typically. This particular tree was a walnut, came off a friend of mine's grandfather's farm, and he wanted some stuff made out of it for their family. And so that's what I'm doing this particular run of bowls is.